Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats, talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebellion's Bloom, a Penny Bloom Star Wars podcast. We're continuing the draft today. 33 characters, 3 rounds. This is round 2. I am Colton Robertson and I'm joined by Joseph George. What is up, my guy?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here, and this is what I really like, these drafts here. This is what it's all about.
I live for this shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is fantastic, and we are continuing the draft we began last week. I will say, let's go over what we already have, what we're going to do going forward, and let's just reacquaint ourselves with our teams for those that might not have listened to round 1 but should have. But you know, if you're here and it's round 2, like, you're fucking up and this is your first time, go ahead and listen to round 1. But I've got Yoda, Rey Skywalker, Darth Maul, the Ronin, Hera Syndulla, Leia Organa, Han Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Din Djarin, and B2 Emo, along with Padme Amidala on my team so far.
And I got Mace Windu, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Tyrannus, no Rebels, no Imperials yet, Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, Ahsoka Tano, Cassian Andor, the GOAT, Boba Fett, and R2-D2 on my team so far.
Fuck yeah. And if you're looking for the actual what these categories are falling into, how everything is working, how we're dividing up our team, I'm not going to explain it again. Go listen to round 1. It's every bit as entertaining, and probably more so because that's all the top picks in the round. But this is where it gets more fun. We get into the minutia of the thing here in round 2. You know, you get a little bit
the minutia. That's a new one for me, man.
I
minutia. Minutia. How you spell minutia?
I couldn't even tell you. Probably Minutia. With an E at the end.
Minutia. Wow, yeah, minutia. A small, precise, or trivial details of something. Wow.
Minutia.
Didn't even know that was a word until today.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You learn something new every day, especially here on the Penny Bloom Pod. But
that's right.
We are going to take the ceremonious Roku remote.
Yes. Okay. I think you let me call it last time, so I think it is only fair for you to call it this time.
I assigned us heads and tails.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So maybe do we flip it now? Do I stay heads and you stay tails, or do you become heads and I become tails?
I'd say you keep it the same for probability's sake, actually.
That's what I was thinking. Mathematically, I think that makes more sense. Yeah. All right, so heads me, tails you. You're going first again, buddy.
Wow. Okay, and actually, probability-wise, it doesn't matter because it's a 50-50 no matter what. Yeah, 50-50. So it actually doesn't matter. Okay, well, actually, maybe not. Maybe that remote is more likely to land that way, actually. So
maybe there's a weight to it. Who knows?
I guess I will begrudgingly go first. I like going first. That makes me very comfortable. And instantly I realized that my Jedi category is weak. I only have Mace Windu right now. I guess, I do have Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker, so I don't have weak Jedi.
And Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, true. Oh, I didn't even scroll over that far. So I guess I don't have weak Jedi as far as it goes on the whole team, but my Jedi category can become very weak very fast. So I need to beef up my Jedi, and I am very sorry, but there is one Jedi that has to be taken first, and I can't let him slip, and it's Qui-Gon Jinn.
It's done. Done.
So I wanted to be, I wanted to be nice, and I know how much you like Qui-Gon, but like he's also like
Hey, man,
he's like everyone's prequel baby's dad, you know? It's like Obi-Wan kind of. It's like both. It's like grandpa dad Qui-Gon in a way.
Fun uncle.
He's just the best guy. He's so chill. He sees like the flaws through like with the Jedi. And just
the
like
way he wants to.
Yeah, and like I guess, if I have to name a performance for Qui-Gon Jinn, it is interesting. It's obvious that it's like the Phantom Menace, but like there is Tales of the Jedi Qui-Gon that we got, but I'm going with the Phantom Menace. It's just I'm a prequel baby, and it is showing. But that's okay.
Who can blame you? Who can blame you? Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, like that's the thing. You don't have to feel bad about that pick. You did tell me you were avoiding that pick all throughout the first round. I had the chance. I could have ate him up, and I appreciate that you pulled the trigger here. Nah, don't you worry. I got a big old slate of people that I can take who you know nothing about that I know a lot more about.
That's true. That's true.
That I've grown very attached to. But regardless, that is a good way to start. I don't know where I am going to start. I'm looking at my top options for each category, and the place that I almost feel I need to start so as to beef that category up for me is sequel trilogy. I don't have a sequel trilogy character yet. And I think I'm going to go with Finn. I would like to claim Finn. I really like that character. And if we're getting specific with it, I think I would go the Rise of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker Finn is he's officially the Resistance general. He's made the full transit. He leads the raid on Exegol. Just him, just the dude. I absolutely love that guy. A fantastic.
How force sensitive is he? Like his tendencies in this movie, like when he's noticing, because like is this where he starts to like be like is this where he starts to be like, hey Ray, I want to tell you something, but he never gets it, and it seems that it's like I love you, but it's also like I might have some force tendencies, like
I'm force sensitive. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because
is that what starts Rise of Skywalker? Is that like when that starts, or is that in Force Awakens even?
I think the Force Awakens alludes to it a bit. And then the Rise of Skywalker had the opportunity to act on it a little bit more, because there's that part at the beginning of the Force Awakens where Kylo Ren shows up on the planet where they're doing the raid that Finn doesn't take part in, and Kylo looks expressly at him, and Finn looks expressly at Kylo, and they have like this moment where they like look at each other for half a second. It's kind of like a something weird about this one. And so I think there's something there, but whenever Rey dies and Finn is like, Rey, like he feels it. He feels that she died when she did. Like that man is force sensitive as fuck. Whenever Rey goes to face down Kylo and he's already in the ship, and Poe's like, what is she doing? And he's like, it's Kylo Ren. Like the dude is honed in a little bit. He's got something going for him, and I think that there is potential for that to get acted on post Episode 9. And I think people dismiss the story arc that he did have a little too much because of what could have been with the Jedi Finn arc, which could have been absolutely awesome. Don't get me wrong, but
they did him dirty, man. Like the promotionals, how big he was holding a lightsaber,
like John Boyega deserved a little bit more than what he got. For sure. But the story arc he did get was good. It just wasn't everything he hoped it would be and everything we kind of expected it to be as fans. But the conscripted soldier taken from birth in the First Order, becoming a resistance general, and leading the attack on Exegel's fleet. Pretty epic journey that character sees. I'd argue he has a better story arc than Han Solo does in the original.
I was going to say, he's basically the Han Solo, and Han's just a smuggler that, like, turns good. And, you know, there's credit to that. It's like, you know, you see him turn good, and then that's another, man, the thing that I like, how do you make all the character development that Han Solo sees go right back to nothing by making him a smuggler again? Like, he goes back into that over, like, and then, like, him and Leia, like, aren't good, like, on good terms. I don't know. It was just like what, like, I don't know. Like, to bring the characters.
I've read a few books in between The Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens that are doing some heavy lifting to justify that. The Princess and the Scoundrel, namely Bloodline, another big one. But The Princess and the Scoundrel is immediately after they get married. Like, it's their marriage too, their wedding. And the problems they face throughout their relationship are that they are so utterly on different pages. Han can, like, the understanding Leia has of Han is that he will not stay in one place for very long. She is pivotal to the New Republic. She has no choice but to stay in one place for a very long time. Kylo falls to the dark side. A lot of stuff happens, and it's like, it's not optimal. It's obviously not what you want for those characters. You'd like for them to live happily ever after.
If you're going to bring them back to kill them, though, like, eventually they will die and you will have their send-off. Maybe have them have a happy marriage, and just their son is the one thing that went bad and soiled. Like, maybe they were soiled for a while, but don't have Han go back into his smuggling habits and just have Leia be cool. You know, like, you torched Han and then Leia just remained Leia. Like, Leia's still badass because she's just Leia. But then, like, Han just got, like, his whole reputation kind of just, like, he was a captain of the rebel. Like, he was full in on the rebellion. Smuggling was out. Like, he was full in. And then it's like, I don't know. But that's why I guess the whole point of this was to say that I think Finn's storyline is better.
It's been treated better
because it actually, like,
than Han Solo's story arc was. And, like, that's, say what you will about the sequels. I understand not being a fan of them or whatever. I really, really thoroughly enjoy those movies. I love them. And Finn was a very, very key component in that when I sat down in the theater and for The Force Awakens. Getting to know that character very quickly, very, very cool. I love that character.
The turned aspect, like in fully incorporated in the Empire, like born into it, and then like turning and like at that becoming like such a big pivotal role, like that's sick.
And that's what people don't give The Last Jedi enough credit for, is that, like, Maz Kanata in The Force Awakens tells him, you know, you're a man on the run. You're running away. You always run away. And that's what he is at the beginning of The Last Jedi. He's ready to go find Rey, tell her not to come back to the Resistance fleet because it is going to get destroyed. There comes a point where he returns to the Resistance fleet himself and is ready to sacrifice his life to save the Resistance. And, like, that's really, really cool. Like, I don't think The Last Jedi gets enough. Like, I know the Canto Bight stuff gets a lot of shit. I love the Canto Bight stuff. I think Finn's storyline in that movie is fantastic. And the one thing that I don't like about Finn's storyline is that they didn't continue to act on the Rose Tico stuff in The Rise of Skywalker. Like, the fact that she was a non-factor in The Rise of Skywalker after they had a romance, like, was just bizarre to me. But regardless, I do really enjoy Finn's character, and I love his arc, and I think he's I had to take him. I was going sequel trilogy for my first pick in the second round. I knew I was. It was just a matter of who, and Finn's the top one for me.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of going back and forth between few categories. But I think just out of respect for the character, maybe I go with him. Or I'm debating on whether going with one more Jedi.
To really beef it up here.
which is actually what I'm leaning towards. Yeah. No, I'm actually going to go with another Jedi. And I'm going with him. Can he go anywhere else? Yeah, that would close it off. Okay. I'm going with Kanan Jarrus, but I don't know if I want him in my Jedi or in animated show. No, he's going in Jedi. Yeah. I'm going with Kanan Jarrus, and he will go in the Jedi category. Yeah, I like that.
Great choice. Great choice.
From Rebels.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Not the Bad
It's okay. I'll take the Rebels performance.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. Maybe one day in Bad Batch. I don't know if he comes back around. Maybe a little more. Who knows? But no. But like Kanan Jarrus, like the actual guy who plays him, just being such like a Star Wars nerd and in love with the universe is awesome. And it really shows like through his performance and just how much, I don't know, what his actual storyline is epic. Like how he like becomes blind and has to deal with that and like gets trained by Bendu. And then his love with Hera and how it's like the dynamic of their love and how like just the fight, you know, that they're in, like, doesn't allow them to fully love how they want to, but like they I don't know, it's like this understanding they have. It's so, I don't know, the show's just so beautiful. And Kanan is the Jedi at first, you know, he's the first Jedi that trains Ezra. So I don't know, I love Kanan, and he was like the guy that I always love seeing on screen in Rebels. So
no, I love that. That's a great pick. He is a fantastic character. One of the best Jedi arcs in all of Star Wars. Frankly, like the way that he becomes a master of the Force in his own regard outside of the Jedi Order is really, really cool. And I've always thought that was the, like, all of the, like, premier, like, that's what a Jedi is supposed to be. They come after the fall of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Like Kanan Jarrus, Ahsoka Tano, Luke Skywalker, they all find themselves outside of what the Jedi Order is. I've always thought that's really, that like they're kind of the premier examples of what a Jedi should be, I feel like. Yeah, they're all fucking awesome. But Kanan, that's a grand choice, and you did steal one of my optimal picks.
I had a feeling. Like, 2 in a row too. I'm sorry, but
no, you're all good. You're all good. Yeah. But next up, I think I'm gonna head to the. All right. I'm gonna head to the animated show category. And I'm going to take Captain Rex.
Damn.
It had to be done. I was like, I can't let another one slide. You know, I can't. I have to take someone that I feel will be taken soon.
What specifically of Captain Rex? I mean,
the Clone Wars.
I assumed, yeah.
The Clone Wars, yeah. It had to be Captain Rex. This man is an incredible character. I love the Clone Wars, and he is one of the big reasons I love that show. He's an incredible character. Season 7, just the journey he goes on with Ahsoka, so fucking cool, so heartwarming. I remember when I finished the Clone Wars, I was like, this guy might be a top 5 favorite character in Star Wars of all time for me. Him and Ahsoka. The recency bias is cooled a bit, but I still love that character, and he's worthy of getting taken so high here. So I had to go Captain Rex, first gen clone, super fucking cool.
One of the ones to resist. I mean, like, one of the only, like, how many people resisted Order 66?
Minimal.
Did Cody?
No, he was immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he the first one? Was he the first one that was told? And he related to no, I guess Palpatine just kind of told everyone.
But he specifically regards Commander Cody. He goes,
that's
Commander
right.
Cody.
Yeah,
execute
that's right.
all the 66.
Yeah, that dude didn't have a chance. He got the source code in the disruptor chip or the.
Yeah, knew it would take a little bit more with Commander Cody, so he had to tell him face to face, name him Commander Cody. Execute.
That's even more badass. Yeah, there you go.
He was like, "Yeah, all right, fire on it, Obi-Wan."
Damn. Okay.
Brutal, but,
okay.
Looking forward to seeing him in the Bad Batch soon, Commander Cody.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. That is. Oh man, it's such a good time for television.
So great.
Star Wars. We're in a good time for Star Wars.
I had to go Captain Rex. Fucking love Captain Rex, but
good time for television and Star Wars. I'm gonna have to rep one of my new upcoming favorite characters right now, and that is Luthen from Andor, going in the Rebels and Resistance category for my first pick there.
I knew that was coming.
So I think like strategically I could go with some different categories and get some different picks first, but like just for my app, like
you didn't have much time.
Really, you would have picked him.
I was coming up on it.
Then I am glad I did this. Because like I love this character so much, and he's like, this is just season 1, and I think like he's dying for sure, and I want to know how he goes out and what he does before that, because his ship is badass, his everything is badass. He's basically the Rebels version of Palpatine, and I love Palpatine a whole lot. So yeah, Luthen has just been awesome to watch, and I love seeing him on screen. So taking him for my first Rebels/Resistance slot.
All right, I think I'm going to stick with you in that category.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay.
And I'm going to take Saw Gerrera.
Damn, that was my next one. Okay.
Yep, yeah, I was like, I can't let it slide. I knew it was coming. I was like, as soon as you went, nope, can't let another escape me. I love Saw Gerrera. That is an all-time Star Wars character across so many different medias too, like Rogue One, Andor, Rebels, Clone Wars.
Ooh,
books.
Which one are you going to pick?
I think I got to go Rogue One. If I'm actually being like more specific with it, I'd go Rebel Rising, the book.
Because we could put both.
Yeah, I just go ahead and throw Rebel Rising on there because that's a fantastic version. It's a very long spanning version of the character. It's all the time it took raising Jyn Erso and forging her into the person she becomes. I love the revolutionary who is just so distrusting of everybody. He feels like there's only one way. And he's a little bit of an anarchist, you know. There shouldn't be an order to things. It should just be. I fucking love this character and the motivations of him, like the fact that his sister was killed during a battle in the Republic when they were trying to defend their home, hardens him a bit, and then, you know, like I always go back to this part in the Rogue One novelization where whenever the Death Star strikes Jeddah, he turns around, looks to Jyn, and yells, "My daughter." And like, I love that. Like, I love when a hardened, badass motherfucker is soft dad vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wolverine, you know,
Wolverine,
like
exactly what I was thinking.
like, oh dude, yeah, it's perfect.
Saw
Gerrera is so good.
Saw Gerrera,
and he pairs. It's perfect that he went with Luthen. Yeah, it's like perfect that we got like their conversation in Andor, like just seeing them on screen together twice was sick.
Deception.
I'm only doing this so you'd listen. God, I love like, and I think like it was really cool because like coming into the like my love for Luthen was growing so much, and I was like on Team Luthen, and like you just already love Saw Gerrera, so I was focusing on like the Luthen side of the scene, and you were focusing on the Saw Gerrera side. And it was just I don't know.
I loved it. As soon as you took Luthen, like Luthen wasn't my next. Saw was my next, but Luthen was after that.
Okay.
Like as far as the Rebel category was concerned,
that's interesting because Saw wasn't my next immediately. But my next immediately is Grand Admiral Thrawn, my first Imperial pick. And I was like, I already have Palpatine, you know, for the ultimate like top of like the Imperial who I'm trying to think. And then I'm like, all right, who else do I love that's evil? And I love the Brainiacs. I love the mastermind characters. That's why I like Palpatine so much. And Grand Admiral Thrawn sometimes is smarter than Palpatine, because Palpatine has like the Force on his side and like legitimate like otherworldly things that he can do. But Grand Admiral Thrawn, that's just a dude commanding an army and strategically moving stuff around. And I guess specifically I'll go Rebels. And like specifically, like I love whenever he's talking with Hera, I think, and he's like holding their like the, I don't know, their like the Twi'lek
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like the
something,
puzzle thing.
Their art, he's his obsession with art, and he's going like through that monologue where he's like, I collect the art through all the, the people I go through. I appreciate the art. I don't know. It's just, he's so evil yet so like, he's like realizing that he's evil at the same time, and it just makes him even more evil. So as far as like an Imperial can go, I love Thrawn, and the look of him too. The character design, just I don't know, blue is cool. He looks badass. So I can't wait to see him. Hopefully, show up.
That entire
like is that even possible?
Design is cool. What?
Let's like what? Yeah, like to show up in Ahsoka. Is that?
Oh yeah,
that's That's like what it's gonna probably be. No, that's who she freaking went to the.
Yeah, Mandalorian and.
What, the Mandarin? No. What was the person that she fought with? The Magistrate. I knew it was an M. That's who she fought, the Magistrate, to get information about. Well, specifically, did she name drop Thrawn, or did she just
specifically, expressly? She goes, "Where is your boss? Where is Admiral Thrawn?"
Okay, sick. I love that. I got Ahsoka and Thrawn.
Great dichotomy there. Great dichotomy.
Okay.
Man, that's a good pick. And that was one that I'd resigned to you. I was like, I know he likes Thrawn. I'm not a big Thrawn guy yet.
I don't think you would have picked him this early. Yeah,
I'm finally jumping into those books, which I'm very excited to do. I literally just checked it out at the library, and I'm so excited to be digging into it. I've barely made my way into it so far, but
that was actually the first novel that I was considering reading was Thrawn's. Like that might have been my first Star Wars novel ever. I haven't read any, and I don't know. I was about to dive in with Thrawn. That was a while ago. But I don't know.
Hey, maybe I can't express to you enough the book side of Star Wars is critically probably better.
Wow.
Like, don't get me wrong.
You get a deeper understanding of the character.
Specifically like the High Republic era. It grants them so much more freedom to tell real deal stories with actual stakes and because I think Andor breaks the mold a little bit. Like whenever Nemec is on the table and you're like, in any other Star Wars thing, he wakes up. He's safe. He's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have no safe characters in books. Anything can happen at any time. The stakes are high as fuck. And it becomes really, really great storytelling and world building. Star Wars, that shit is expansive. Like I'm in love. I'm in love with the books. I continue to fall deeper in love with the books with each one I read. And Thrawn, that's a character who, you picked him for Rebels, and there's merit of that pick in Rebels alone. But from every person who likes Thrawn, as far as I've heard, those books are where it's at. Like that's what you need to be. That gives you familiar with his characterization in a whole different way, to where like I've talked to a lot of people who don't even view Thrawn as a straight up villain.
Wow.
Because of those books, which is kind of crazy, because based off the strength of Rebels alone, you're like, this man's evil.
Yeah, what? Don't see him as a villain. Not like
a good guy. Not like a good guy, but like apparently
but he's still working for the Empire.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wow.
I haven't read him.
I guess it's maybe like kind of, maybe I'd never mind. I was about that's the thing, is that I don't know if I should name drop. some people right now because they're actually the reason I would name drop them. Yeah, is because I want to pick them.
I see. And keep that shit to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No, but man, I don't know where to go next.
I did want to ask you the only thing that we don't have a specific movie or role from is my R2-D2 pick. I didn't pick like one specific.
Oh, and yeah,
I was wondering if like what is R2? The best R2-D2 performance ever? You know, we have the scream of him sliding down and then lighting all the droids on fire, like flying up. I believe that's I'm pretty sure that's Revenge of the Sith, and of course it's Revenge of the Sith that happens. But I'm trying to remember anything else that R2 does that's like, peak R2.
Return of the Jedi.
Shooting the freaking.
Yep.
Giving Luke his freaking alley-oop and Luke.
Saber, pushing C-3PO off of Jabba's barge before it blows up.
Okay, so what's better, Return of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith?
See, and that's just a preference thing. Like for me, I'd go Return of the Jedi, but R2, like in Revenge of the Sith, that's some classic shit right there.
I guess R2 at the point of Return of the Jedi knows a whole lot more than R2 at Revenge of the Sith. And my whole thing with R2 is about how his memory's not wiped. So it's like peak. It's even more. Ooh, I mean, shit.
Now do we go The Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi. When he pulls up and he's like, Luke, why don't you come back with us? And Luke's like, I can't. It's my plan. Like, this is what I'm doing. And then R2-D2's like, fuck you, watch this. And he displays the, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. He
really did be like, all right, I know you're not going to come back from this one.
He's like, okay, what now, bitch?
Yeah. What are you going to do? What did he do in Rise of Skywalker? Did he do anything in Rise of Skywalker?
C-3PO was more prominent in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, because that was like...
R2-D2 just kind of stayed by Leia's side throughout Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. Ooh. Do I like... Okay, but I think... It's not just the memory he has that I should be basing it on. It's like what he does in the movie. And I'm trying to decide whether him alley-ooping Luke, his lightsaber, is cooler or falling vertically on a ship and then flying up at the last second to catch himself from like falling, and then like he's good. And then all the droids are piled up in oil, and then he floats over them with a jetpack, lights them on fire.
Well, and not only that, but that part where the two super battle droids are like, "What are you doing? What are you like? What are you doing?" And then like he just like sprays a bunch of oil, lights it on fire, beats their ass.
Oh, that's what he does. That's what the oil comes from, not the bunch of droids. He comes out of a pile of a bunch of droids.
Yeah.
Yes, he flies out of them. That's right. But the droids that come up to him, he's just like, all right, I'll kill you. No problem.
Watch this shit. Just flames their ass.
Dude, oh shit. Okay, that is tough. That's a coin flip. I have too much Revenge of the Sith. I need to get more Return of the Jedi. Or just more original or non-prequel.
Oh, so and then like not only that, but then you also have like R2 and C-3PO going into Jabba's palace at the beginning of the movie. And like R2-D2 being in the know about what's happening, the 3PO finding out as it happens.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I'll put him in Return of the Jedi. That's what I'll do.
I fucking love Return of the Jedi, man. It's such a great movie.
The alley-oop is clean. And the lightsaber is a perfect combination of Obi-Wan and Anakin and Qui-Gon's crystal, like Kyber crystal. It's the only thing I'm believing.
Of the saber going in the air and then landing in Luke's hand is an homage to 2001: A Space Odyssey. When the ape throws the bone in the air and you watch the bone go up. That's like that. Like it's just lightsaber, not the catch part. But
okay, that's it. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that would be a huge inspiration on Star Wars.
Yeah.
obviously.
So I just thought that was cool.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
No,
R2D2. Okay, cool. So Thrawn is your last
declare
pick.
that. Yeah, I've had to just
Return of the
declare
Jedi.
that. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
but,
cool.
yeah.
Now I'm all caught up. Let's see. Where to go next? The bounty hunter slot's looking mighty, mighty inviting, as I have taken none of them. And I gotta tell you, man, I love me some Fennec Shand. But is that my next pick? That's what I'm having the tough time with. That is what I'm having a tough time with. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go with Fennec Shand at the bounty hunting spot.
Okay, cool. Ooh. Okay. I mean, from Book of Boba, or from Mando, or from
The Bad Batch?
Bad Batch?
I might go, because she's a badass in all of them. I think we get the most character out of her in the Bad Batch, though. I think the Mandalorian introduces her in a really interesting, compelling way.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing about the Book of Boba Fett I'm not huge on, is that Fennec Shand is just kind of there the whole time. We don't expand on much of why she's...
True.
I know he fixed her up and stuff, found her in the desert.
But that's about it.
Mod shop. But then she's just kind of she's just an enforcer from there on in, and I was hoping for an expansion on their relationship a little bit, but they're just a couple of badasses who happen to be working in the same place. I think the Bad Batch, her trying to save Omega, working for Nala Se, fighting Cad Bane to protect her. I think we do get the most characterization out of the Bad Batch for Fennec Shand, which is surprising. And I think it leads me to concluding that that's where I'm actually going to go with it, is Fennec Shand and the Bad Batch.
Okay. There you go. Wow. Well, I didn't expect it to be Bad Batch. I thought it was obvious Book of Boba, but then now thinking of it, it is very fair to put Bad Batch. I think it is actually the right choice. So good. Okay. Well, I'm happy because I'll just go out and say it. I was between the last two bounty hunters. I'm between because I already put Boba Fett in my bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Should have put him in my clone. That's okay. Whatever. Mistakes were made, but it's okay. I can't come back from it. I'm okay. My last pick, I have two that I'm perfectly okay with either way it goes. I'm okay with Cad Bane. I'm okay with Jango Fett.
Yep.
Jango Fett and Boba Fett, the pair just makes sense. Holy shit. And Cad Bane and Boba Fett, they're rivals, and it just makes sense. And Cad Bane is badass, and Jango Fett had a whole entire army based off of that dude. So I'm cool either way. So that's my bounty hunter picks for you. I don't care what you do with that information. I'm not even going to pick the bounty hunter next because I don't care which way it goes. If you pick any of them, if you don't pick any of them, then even better. Right. So there you go. I'm just going to be outright and say it. Now, saying that, I think I need to declare this category. And I wanted to ask a question. Is Snoke considered a clone?
Oh, shit. Yes.
Because I was only thinking of clone troopers, or people who were cloned off Jango Fett. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
No, has there
been anyone else that's been cloned in Star Wars? And is Snoke the only? Grogu potentially.
Maybe. But
partially.
Snoke, for sure. Palpatine himself.
True.
That's not his body in the Rise of
Omega.
He's
Omega
and Palpatine's gone.
Yeah. Wait, is that considered Palpatine though?
No. if Anakin and Vader aren't even considered the same entity, Snoke and Palpatine cannot be either.
But Palpatine literally says it was me the entire time in the movie himself. You know, like he was like, it was literally me. Like Snoke is literally me, right?
Vader is literally Anakin.
That's true.
Yeah, like, and we know that's even the same body.
There's not even a conflict with Palpatine, though. That dude's just straight evil. He's straight Sith. There's a conflict with Vader and Anakin. There's like actually a good and a bad. This is just bad in an extension of bad. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't fair to consider Snoke. Maybe just because for the clone category, I think we were really just thinking more of like, based on Jango Fett.
Fair game, because here's the thing: clone, a separate clone body. That character didn't even go by Palpatine. He was like, I genuinely think that Snoke is a fair take, because like while he shares a lot of characteristics with Palpatine, inevitably, like
he's more cocky. Snoke is. He's more cocky about it. Palpatine's more like, I'll just do everything and have everything work out my way.
What's interesting about the characterization of Snoke is that I don't know that Palpatine is literally puppeting his body.
So it is a separate conscious mind that just Palpatine has very strong control
influence over. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just like an inhibitor chip, but he created him from scratch. So it's like basically like his son.
Yeah.
His fucked up son, because he can't get with a woman. No woman's going to get with that wrinkly old dude. So he has to create a son, and this is the best he could do.
Yeah.
Another wrinkly old.
I mean, he did have a son.
Oh, shit. But
back in the days. But
so, like, he physically go there or forcefully? Not forcefully, like in forcefully, like,
force sensitive.
Force sensitively go there.
All this is to conclude that I think Snoke is a separate character, and I think it's fair.
Okay, then I will consider that my pick. Performance, I guess in Force Awakens, do you only get him as a hologram? No.
Yeah. Last Jedi is the definite choice for Snoke.
Then yeah, I guess he dies, but
the scenes he does
he's
have.
badass. He like the effortlessness that he has, like with the Force. That's the impressive part. Is that it is a clone that has extreme Force abilities, like effortless. The way he was just lifted Rey with a finger, like a finger, like and like other thing, like I don't know, like grabbing her like the lightsaber just out of the air. How he just like plucked it, like it was just effortless. That's like
he's very good at the shit.
It's very, but like that was like a thing. You couldn't clone a Force sensitive, like it messed it up for some reason, and it just died. It wouldn't live, like it couldn't exist. Couldn't clone something that was Force sensitive. But this is a being that apparently has been cloned many times, or could be cloned many times, but we only see one main one, I guess.
I take it that's the one that worked out.
Oh, and then he just stopped?
Yeah.
Because like that's the thing, is that like maybe it is a one-time thing? Oh. They don't kill Grogu, man. They don't kill him. Like, cause I'm thinking like what makes it a one-time thing? And like, do you have to literally sacrifice a life? A Force-sensitive life?
I took it to be exactly what you were saying. It doesn't work out. Snoke's the anomaly. Like we do see a bunch of copies of his body in The Rise of Skywalker. I think those are the versions of the body that did not last.
Well, yeah, I feel like that was like the research leading to the ultimate one.
Mm-hmm. I found the ultimate one.
Yeah, and I feel like once I feel like it wasn't stumbled upon. I don't know. Well, I feel like if it was, they know how they stumbled upon it, So I feel like they would be able to...
You're wondering why they don't make more after that.
Like, and if it is limited to a one-time thing, what does limit it to a one-time thing is that, if you have to limit it to a one-time thing, because Snoke is the only one that, was around, because it would make sense for Palpatine to make an army of Snoke if he could.
But then what's stopping them from overthrowing him? I think that's
what was stopping the clone army from overthrowing him. He had an inhibitor chip in him. He has complete control over Snoke. I don't know. He had a clone army created. Well, not directly, but then was okay with it, and then used it to his advantage. That army could have easily killed him. Well, I don't know. I guess if it was the entire clone army versus Palpatine, does Palpatine still win?
No, there's no way.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Millions.
So but I guess it'd be way easier for two Snokes to take out one Palpatine, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is that I all the cloning stuff with Snoke we just know so fucking little about.
And I think that's what Grogu and Omega is building towards. I can't see anything else that it's building towards. Cloning, They're going back to Camino, Grogu is being researched on and trying to get force sensitive something, out of him.
Yeah, midichlorians.
And it's, I don't know. I feel like that's whether it was planned from the start, I don't know, or this is just their way of developing their storylines into the sequels, I think it's really really creative if they go that route. Fully own the sequels. Don't I hate the argument of remake the sequels or don't treat them as if they don't exist and create your own, Dave Filoni verse. I'm no. Own that they exist, just enhance them,
Yeah.
If they are bad, whatever. If they are bad, whatever. We can agree to disagree on that. Sure. They're not bad movies, but if you don't like the Star Wars movies, then you should only want them to get better with other content. And so, I mean,
no, I agree completely. It's an expansive universe, man. And to build on what you were saying about why stop at 1? Who's to say he did?
Oh, okay.
What if that's a post episode 9 story? They're dealing with all the force sensitive clones that Palpatine created.
The Final Order came with a massive fleet of ships and also a massive fleet of Sith. They were getting into some
ritualistic,
really Sith shit that. I don't know.
You could take it an interesting direction and justify why. Maybe there's only one that you need at the head of the First Order. There could be others doing all sorts of shit. It's a big fucking galaxy, man. They could be doing anything. So
okay.
I think post episode 9, it could be interesting if they were he cracked the code and he didn't have to do it successfully a bunch of times, because if I like to think of it as they had the formula, they knew what could work, and they kept doing that formula. I truly think Snoke is a fluke. He was just the one who happens to work out. And I think that if you do it several times, 1 in 10, 1 in 50 will work.
Okay.
That's kind of been my headcanon about it. Like I said, we don't know shit about it, but
I think I don't know. I hope they're gonna play more on it, because that was a character that was so cool that they just kind of killed off. They had to kind of recover it with Palpatine being that was me the whole time. I don't know if that doesn't seem like that was part of the plan the whole time with the character.
No,
of Snoke. So I hope that they try to enhance that aspect of it and make it make sense. Make us realize why he worked, how he was created. We actually get that reasoning and stuff. Which with what we're covering, with the timeline that we're covering, we're bound to, whether it happens in Bad Batch or Mandalorian or Ahsoka or all of them. You know, whether Palpatine is the big bad again, if he's just...
Well, and even Rebels made it obvious he was obsessed with the mystical. World Between Worlds shit, the way he was obsessed with that, I think it makes perfect sense that the entire time Palpatine reigned, he was trying to figure out how to reign forever. Yeah.
Do you think they go World Between Worlds? Do you think they actually bring that into live action? And use that?
I think Ahsoka's going to deal with the World Between Worlds a lot.
So is Rebels is it canon?
Yeah.
Like, it's canon. And Clone Wars is canon. So, like, World Between Worlds is canon.
Yeah, for sure. 1000%.
It's just not known what world exactly we're in. But we're obviously in the main, like, it's not the Ahsoka theory where, like...
I don't think it's a parallel universe thing.
Yeah, no. Like, the sequels are not the Ahsoka theory, like...
Yeah, it's a space outside of time that can connect you to different times.
Maybe that's the Snoke. There's only one Snoke in each multiverse, if you will. I guess it's kind of a multiverse. Is it? Is that what the World Between Worlds is? Is it a different version or just a different time?
I
think you can just access time.
Because Ahsoka, like, that's the thing. It does depend on what they do next with Ahsoka. You know, like, I don't think they're going to go the multiversal, like, oh, it's a different universe now. Like, no, they're not doing that. But, like,
so like, that's it's just, you can time travel, basically.
It's basically just time travel.
Huh. So if that is, I mean, if they bring, that is forever. Like, yeah, that is...
You'd have to destroy the World Between Worlds in order for it to stop being a thing.
That'd be a really cool trilogy. The destruction and having the good side be like, no, we can use it for good and go back and restore all this good and unity. But then they're like, no, like the question should be whether it should exist in the first place, whether anyone should even have access to it. So it's better to destroy it. You know, like, I think that'd be a super cool trilogy of movie. Like, for the next couple ones, have an army of Snokes protecting the World Between Worlds. Oh my fucking God, that'd be sick. Having like the Force Awakening. Dude, that's why the Force awoke so much throughout the galaxies, because so many freaking Snokes were made to balance it out. It's always of the yin yang, dude. It's always about yin yang. That's like rudimentary Star Wars.
Have you felt it?
What, dude?
Yes, my master.
Whether it's even planned at all for the next trilogy, who knows? You know, if they even have ideas at all. I presume they do. I don't know. It would be interesting to see if we're just not even close whatsoever, or if we're like on the nose.
We'll figure it out. Be crazy.
But anyways, thank you for letting me pick Snoke as a clone.
No, I fully intended on taking him. He was my top Sith. Like, I have one Sith spot left, and he was going to be it.
Yeah,
if you didn't take him.
That's why I was like, I had one more Sith spot, and I'm like, I like Snoke. You know, I wanted to get like.
You also have a sequel trilogy spot that you could.
Yeah, so I know, but then I'm like, and then I could save that for another character if he can be considered a clone, and then I'm like, oh my God, so
he's absolutely a clone. That's only fair game. I like for sure, but
sick.
Yeah, that makes it interesting, and it makes me feel like I want to secure my last Sith pick now. But
okay.
I don't even know what it would be.
That's the thing. I'll be in my strategy. I'm always leaving one open until like it becomes the point where I cannot accept it being the one open anymore.
Yeah.
Because if you solidify your Sith, that gives me complete advantage to wait until the very end to pick.
That's why I'm going to go Imperial, my first Imperial.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go Reva from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Is it R-E-V-A? Or just R-E-V-A? Not two E's? Okay. From Kenobi. Is it just Kenobi? Or is it actually
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
It is
the full name. But I loved that character. I thought it was a fantastic introduction. I thought about putting her in my last spot at Sith, and I was like, wait, the Inquisitors work for the Empire. She is an Imperial. I can put her there. Yeah. So you got a whole other sect of Force sensitives there if you wanted to for the Imperials. I kind of opened that floodgate. If you wanted to go like Grand Inquisitor or some shit like that, you could get crazy with it. But,
yeah.
No, Reva, I fucking loved that character. Moses Ingram is fantastic in the role. I'm kind of praying on Obi-Wan season 2 feels like we would finally be getting to the stuff that I kind of wanted the show to be. I love the show. I do love Obi-Wan Kenobi, but like the communing with Qui-Gon Jinn and learning how to become a Force ghost and stuff like that is what I was excited about the show for, and we just didn't get any of that. What we did get, I love, don't get me wrong, but and I think that Reva is ripe for more Star Wars material. I can't imagine they don't utilize a talent like Moses Ingram and bring her back for more stuff, because it was a fantastic character, a fantastic performance, and a great idea. Like a youngling who survived Order 66, got stabbed by Anakin, and then got stabbed by Vader as well, and survives through her hate. Like it's a very interesting idea, and I think that, you know, it could open us up to another Force sensitive who eventually can rekindle their good. You know, what if Reva is a good Force sensitive in the Mando timeline post Episode 6?
Like a true Finn storyline to the ultimate degree.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Even more
like grand
from going, from like being one of Vader's, like being okay with being, well, they're not necessarily all okay with. Some of them are, and they worship Vader, but I guess some of them were like kind of forced. Like Reva was
tortured.
Yeah, like they didn't really have a choice. But I don't know, that storyline would be really cool. Like being so in.
You are young one.
Oh shit, I'm so torn on where to go right now. But I think it's clear that yeah. And I was thinking I have Cassian, right? That was my first pick. That's my dude right now.
I fucking love him.
And I was thinking, I'm like, I need another rebel. I need another person in the Resistance. It would be nice to have Jyn, but I would only be picking Jyn really for the pair of Cassian. And not like, it's not out of like super favoritism right now. You know, like, not to say that I don't like Jyn's character. I just maybe think that there might be a character that I like more and maybe go somewhere else, with it. And I was thinking, there is a dude that is played by Donald Glover that is also part of the Resistance, and he's just such a cool character. I would go with the Donald Glover performance just because I love Donald Glover so much, and I think it was just so cool. But like, it's so hard to do that and like not go just like with OG Lando, you know. But like, I love Donald Glover so much, and I like it. Anytime I can mention Donald Glover, I will. So
no, I completely get it. Now, Lando, you going Lando Calrissian then?
Yeah, I'm going
Good
Lando.
Choice. Good choice.
And Solo, I guess.
Yes, that is a good choice. And
is that officially titled Solo: A Star Wars Story?
Yeah, same with Rogue One, but
Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. That's the official title.
Yeah, they're both Star Wars story. So, but they don't get
Star Wars Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.
No,
like
just
officially.
Rogue One,
okay, just okay.
Star Wars Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.
Solo: A Star Wars Story. I want to be official here.
Oh yeah, I love it. That is a good choice. I love me some Lando Calrissian, man. I've loved him for all my fucking life, and if I were to pick a Lando, I would go Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
He blows up Death Star too, man. That's him. He does that.
That's dang. That's true.
Yeah.
Is my love for Donald Glover strong enough to outweigh blowing up one of the motherfucking Death Stars?
He becomes a general in the rebellion in Return of the Jedi. They must have heard about my maneuver, Battle of Tanakh.
You know, that's the reason I went with Lando's, because he was one of the biggest names that was still like kind of up there in the Resistance for me. And then I'm like, ooh, I can mention Donald Glover, but like the reason I picked Lando really was because of all that shit that he did. I have to go Return of the Jedi, man.
Have to. Billy D, man. You just can't. It's Billy D. What are you?
I have to.
What have we here?
He's too good. The cape. Fuck.
Oh God.
He's always dressed up. Like every outfit he has.
He comes with the drip. There's actually an ongoing comic run right now called The Hidden Empire, which it follows Kira in her quest to destroy the Sith. That's where Kira's at right now, is trying to figure out how to destroy the Sith.
Okay.
And she just pulled up to like a secret fleet that she has that is absolutely drippy as fuck. It is so good looking. And someone comments on it like, "Oh man, you got some fucking taste, don't you? This shit is nice to look at." And she's like, "Hey, style's important." And you know where she got that? Fucking Lando Calrissian in Solo.
That's
right.
Like that's right.
Yeah,
that dude, and you got it. I mean, you see one of his outfits, and man, you should be inspired. You should change your style.
You should change the way you dress.
Yeah, you should.
I want to wear capes. I do.
Man, why is it not more socially acceptable to wear capes?
It would be so fucking clean.
Come on, man. Like, why can't we wear capes? Like, what's going on?
Just start doing it. Fuck it.
Let's make it a thing. We're already starting the Scooby-Doo revolution. It's already actually gotten bigger, like, for no reason. Like,
the cape revolution begins now.
Yeah.
It is the uniform of the Scooby-Doo revolution.
Fanny packs were brought back. Capes were never a thing. Now they will be. Well, they were a thing during times of royalty. Royalty wore capes. Literally. Like a velvet cape. We don't need to go that far, you know? I mean, I'm thinking
I'm my own king.
Yeah. I don't need that. I don't need a cape like that I have to kill like 3 animals for and
I don't need that fur or nothing. Give me a nice silk cape.
But not in some days maybe a superhero cape, but that's not really what I'm talking about.
Like a fashionable cape. You know how like in a jacket you have like a lining with like a cool design? Give me like just like a plain color cape, but then like when it floats up behind me, there's like a cool design on the inside. Like I want that shit.
Basically, just imagine a poncho, but only the back.
Bring ponchos back, baby. Give me a poncho.
Cal Kestis,
still on the table. Much to consider. But I will not be taking him here.
Okay. Interesting.
My next one will be my last rebel spot.
Ooh. Okay.
Because he cannot fit anywhere else. He could, but I'm staying loyal to I'm trying my best to if I'm picking a sequel character, it is a character who's created in the sequels. If I'm taking a prequel character, it is a character who first appeared in the prequels.
Mm.
My original trilogy spots are full. Chewbacca, baby. Give me Chewbacca as a rebel.
Okay, yes. Oh my god, how did I not think of Chewie? And you have Han. You have Han, so that's good. That's good that they're together.
And I was considering Jin as well. You brought up Jin Erso, and I was like, that is the other person who would go there. It was either Jin or Chewbacca. But I couldn't let Chewie keep falling by the wayside. It's been every time we've done one of these, I have forgotten about Chewbacca.
And he doesn't get the medal at the ceremony. He's always forgotten. Poor Chewie.
I made sure that I would not be forgetting Chewbacca this time around. And I had to pull trig. I love me some Chewbacca. That man's the shit. Fought for the Republic in the prequel trilogy against the Separatists and against the clones, helped protect Yoda, fought against the Empire in the original trilogy, fought against the First Order in the sequel trilogy. This man
technically Kylo Ren for a second, he instantly shot him. In the stomach. Instantly shot. Yeah, actually won the battle against Kylo Ren, if you take it that way.
Right.
So, but what specifically Chewbacca are you going with?
That does make it tough, doesn't it?
Because some of the best Chewbacca is actually in the sequels. Whenever Leia goes,
oh god,
and then you see Chewie.
He lost all his friends.
You see him lose Han, and then you see him lose Leia, and no. Or you have triumphant Chewbacca moments, where he's carrying C-3PO on his back. That's iconic.
Empire is where I was
iconic, man.
Yeah, Empire was where I was leaning, because not only that, but also like when Han's about to go into the carbonite freeze and he looks at Chewie and he's like, "You have to take care of the princess now." And he's like, "Oh," like he's like, "I'm there. I'm in. I will be doing that." You know, like that's my guy right there. I love me some Chewbacca, and I will be going
good.
Empire.
Okay.
I will be going
That's
Empire.
Good. No, that's a good pick. I mean, I'm glad that I have my Rebels Resistance pick just open for me whenever. So that's cool. I can kind of just leave that whenever. Thank you for that.
No
I'll
problem.
move on.
I couldn't let it. Like that was my thing.
That is fair.
From my principle of where I wanted these people to fall, that was the only place besides wild card he could fall, and I wasn't going to let him fall in a wild card.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, how many picks is that? Because we're doing 11 per.
That is
6.
That is the 6th pick. So we've done 6 picks.
So I've picked Qui-Gon, Kanan, Luthen, Thrawn, Snoke, and then Lando.
Yes,
I think that's it for me. Yeah.
I've done Finn, Rex, Saw Gerrera, Fennec Shand, and Chewbacca.
Okay.
And Reva.
Okay. Yes. I think, so 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. So this is number 7. I think I need one more Imperial. And I am going with Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian.
Okay.
Because he's just too, like, the actor for one, just an the voice. I wish he was like a bigger villain. I hope he becomes a bigger villain. Still, I guess. Baby. Holy shit! Yeah, that dude just owns.
Something I want.
Oh, are you kidding? Do I have to declare a season of Mandalorian or just the Mandalorian?
Have to declare a season. I've been doing that because it's fun, just to kind of be like specific with it. But
it is fun. In the first season, we get the "I have something you want," or "you have something I want," but then in season 2, we get him absolutely getting bitched around. I guess if I'm going with Moff Gideon at his like strength, at his peak, it's probably season 1. Him like chopping through the TIE fighter. That's what we end season 1 with, right? That's actually the very end.
He's only in one episode in season 1. The tail end.
That's actually. Okay. So maybe it is.
Like when I think Moff Gideon, my favorite Gideon scene, I think right now is whenever after Mando snaps the dude's neck outside of Grogu's holding cell in the finale, and he's just like cracks that dude's neck and opens the door, and Gideon's sitting there with the.
You're right. It is season 2.
Darksaber at his neck, and he's like, he explains the significance of what he's doing, and like, it's just a classic evil guy explaining his master plan sort of thing, but without doing it really, like without explaining it fully. He's just, he's too good.
But
the horror on his face when Luke Skywalker pulls up and like,
he knows he's done. Yeah, he knows. He's like, he probably only knew of him as legend. You know, like. I don't know. Do you like that's the? I don't know. He was in the like hardcore, kind of like but like
he was a Moff. Like that's high up.
I guess he probably did. So he probably knew Luke was real, actually, or I don't know. Do you like? That's nuts. No, because he knows like Vader. So I don't know. I feel like if he knows, I don't know. That's interesting. That is interesting to, like, if he was scared just because he didn't expect it, and it's like unexpected, and like, how is one person absolutely chopping through my droids? Holy shit! And this legend is becoming true. Is it scared because of that, or is it scared because like I know Luke Skywalker, I know what he's capable of. I'm even more scared. Like I know this isn't legend. Either way, Moff Gideon is my number 2 on the Imperial list of my favorites. Which. I think I have one more that I don't think is going to be picked, whatsoever, for my Imperials. So I think like my Imperials, I just are kind of like, I have just weird Imperials that I draw to. So
I get you for sure. I have a few, like I have 3 who I'd like to take.
Okay.
And I only have 2 spots left. You filled out the prequel trilogy slot, so I'm gonna keep saving that.
I did do that.
I'm not worried about, like, there's a lot of sequel trilogy characters I like, so if you take a sequel trilogy character, I'm not worried about it, so I'm like, hold off on that. Animation, that's a tough one right now. That's a tough one to just let sit there.
Ooh.
Left. I'm cool with bounty hunters right now, because you named a couple that you're considering. I'm considering one of them, but I like a lot of bounty hunters. Droids. I like a lot of that's what I'm kind of working through. Is like, I'm like, how many options do I have that I'm okay taking? And like, I could take a bunch of those droids. I could take the clones. We're getting a little tougher there. Getting a little tougher in clones. Like, it seems like the most competitive field right now are Imperials and clones. That's where I'm like keying in right here. And I think I'm going to take my first clone. I'm going to take Omega. I love Omega. Omega's my shit, man. I love that chick. She's so fucking cool. I remember when she was catching all the shit online during the Bad Batch season 1, and I just was not getting it, man. I was like, what's not to love about this character? I don't know. I love that character, man. And she gives me such a great deal of comfort. Like, I remember, like, when the Bad Batch season 1 ended, like a couple weeks later, I was like, I like miss Omega for some reason. And I'm like, I wish I could see more new Omega. And I'm so excited that that's starting here in a couple weeks. I'm so ready.
You know what I hate is that at Christmas, I preached for Andor again. And I convinced a few family members to actually go ahead and watch it. I said once, they were like, it just started out a little slow. And I said, trust me, just once you get halfway through, you won't be able to put it down. I said, just get halfway through. And if you can get halfway through and you put it down, okay. I said, okay.
Yep.
But so I got a few people to watch Andor, but then we talked about the Bad Batch coming up, and they were like, man, I hate Omega. They're like, I hate Omega. She's so annoying. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, why? Like, why do you guys hate her? She's a kid. Like, she's a kid.
She's a child.
She, like, what is she doing wrong? She has only helped the team. Sure, she's done a few mistakes, but she's a child.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like,
Omega.
And they're like, she's just such an annoying character. And I'm like, I understand, but like, she's a child. If you don't like her voice, whatever, like, she's a child that will grow.
Like, that's my thing, is that, like, I literally can't bring myself, like, as an adult, you have negative reason to be against Omega, in my opinion. Like, if you're a child, if you're a small kid who's like, I just don't like her, fuck it, you like what you like, I don't give a shit. If you are a grown ass person, you should not outright hate Omega.
I know.
If you're like, okay, I could live with that, like, it's all right, I don't give a shit, sure. If you're like, oh, I love her, fuck yeah. If you're like, I hate her, I'm like, you are the worst kind of person. Like, you're a grown-ass person. This is a child you're talking about. What the fuck?
Like, imagine hating child Anakin.
So many people did. So many people did. And this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing in Star Wars. Grown-ups hating children. Little Leia.
What the heck?
Little Leia.
Okay, fair. No, I think they didn't hate Little Leia. They hated the people trying to chase her that couldn't catch her, that would obviously run her down within seconds. Like, I think that it wasn't Leia that they hated. I think they actually said, like, the child actress was very good. They were like, this is actually, like, a very, like, the acting was something that was surprising to them. It was just the situations that she found herself in that was a little lackluster. Which, I understand that. You have, like, I don't know, but it's her story. Like, it's Princess Leia. She doesn't die. She's not going to get captured there. Like, I guess she does, but eventually.
My point is that people hate young children in Star Wars. And it's not something new. It's been going on for a very long time.
I guess people hated the Thor scene when he powered up the kids. Like,
at some point, grown-ups, you just got to recognize these characters aren't for you. You are watching a franchise that was at its core conceived of so that 7-year-olds would like it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you fell in love with a universe for 7-year-olds, but you got to recognize that that's what this is. There's something to love about that. You know, like it's supposed to connect you to your inner child and make you feel the way you did when you were a kid. That's what Star Wars is all about for me. And the child characters, they're there to reach out to the next generation of Star Wars fans. That's what they're there for. Like, I remember when I was a small child watching The Phantom Menace, I fucking loved little Anakin because I was I looked like little Anakin. I was a tiny fucking kid. Like, I loved watching that shit. Him winning the pod race, I was like, this kid fucking rocks.
Yeah.
You know,
playing Lego Star Wars, like, little Anakin was one of the most, like, useless characters in the game. You could only go through, like, some passageways, but, like, I would just walk around as him. That'd be the dude I would, like, walk around as if I just had to walk a long way and not do anything in free play. I'd just be little Anakin. That was my dude I would play.
That's why I've loved, like, it has gotten not formulaic, but a tad formulaic on the television side of Star Wars, where it's like, gruff man takes child into care. Mando and Grogu, Obi-Wan and Leia, Hunter and Omega. Like, it happens a lot. But the thing is it's a trope I love. I will eat that shit up every time you serve it to me. Hopper and 11, Logan and Laura Kinney and Logan. I will always love that trope. And so, like, it's part of the reason I love Omega. It's part of the reason I love Hunter, who I haven't taken. I do hope to get him. I'll let you know that. But I really do like Hunter a lot. But and that relationship is so formative on that show that I had to go Omega. I love Omega.
It is funny you say that, because Omega would have been my next clone pick if I did have like, if I could pick her, I would have. Gotcha. My next thought of a clone pick was like, okay, next up would be Hunter, probably because he's just hot as fuck. Like that for the only reason. Like, I was like, okay, yep, Hunter's up next. But then I'm like, I don't think I'm going to go with my clone. I don't want to speak anymore on it. I'll leave it up in the air.
And like, I'm not sure I'll go with my clone next. Like, if
so
like, he'll be left on the table for a little bit. I just want to let you know that, like, I have my eye on him. He's good looking.
I'm just, I don't know. I think I know who my next pick is, but I don't know where I want to take him. I think I want, he can, okay, if I'm going with him, I'm going with him no matter what. So yeah, okay. I think I'm going with Grogu for my next. And
you do have a live action show pick?
I do have live action, but he can be considered a Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm. He was
a youngling, so he can be considered a Jedi, because I think I would rather take him in Jedi than live action.
Okay.
I think there's a lot more live action characters that are cooler, because Grogu fits that, while some others don't.
You're filling out the Jedi category hard in round 2.
I am. Well, that's the thing, is that there's, I don't know. Is it The Mandalorian or just Mandalorian?
It's The Mandalorian.
Okay. But I don't know. I think the Jedi category is a lot more contested than you think. Like, not having Mace Windu, Qui-Gon, Kanan, and Grogu, that's like, I don't know. Those are, like, when we already have Luke, Obi-Wan, like, all the big ones off. Anakin, off. Rey, gone. When it comes to, like, the next couple, like, after them, there's no more Jedi, like, really. So it's only the ones that you know from, like, the prequels. Mm-hmm. And Grogu now.
No,
you know?
I'm 1,000%
okay.
Here.
Fair. You have a vast knowledge. My knowledge is limited, so that's why I'm thinking it's.
Oh yeah, like, I've read the High Republic. This is an open question for me the rest of the time. There are so many great Jedi in the High Republic. Like, it's absurd.
Okay.
So, like, that's why I was willing to let those fall a little bit, because frankly, while yes, I would have loved to have Qui-Gon and I would have loved to have Mace Windu and all this, I did want to shine a light on characters that wouldn't otherwise get talked about. So I've been kind of letting them slide. And if you take them, you take them. If you don't, you don't. And like, if there came a point where I was like, okay, well, I can't not pick this guy, then I would have taken it. But like, I'm fully on board with you taking, like Grogu. That's the first one that like truly I'm like, I would have liked to have that one. You know, like, I love Qui-Gon, I love Kanan.
You did have, Din. So it would have been really nice to have him, but I'm like, dude. I'm like, since you had Omega, the part of Omega that I really liked was the future storyline, like, possibilities that she has. Yeah. Whether I'm right or not, I think she's definitely involved in something, like, obviously something regardless. And the other side of that coin, I think, is Grogu. So I wanted both of them. So if I couldn't have Omega, I was like, all right, I'll take Grogu. He probably wants Grogu, but who doesn't? I wanted to eat him at one point. I'm far past that.
I made a lot of progress in my days.
I've changed a lot as a human over the past couple years. But no, yeah, had to go with Grogu. I guess season. Ooh, Book of Boba Grogu
could be
being trained by Luke. Okay. Do I like the Din and Grogu moments more? Because that is kind of like, that is like this.
That's why.
Like, whoa. I can't just be like, okay, the Din and Grogu moments aren't the best. Like, it's only Luke and Grogu. I mean, Luke and Grogu was really cool. But
in season 2 of The Mandalorian,
you get both.
Luke taking him away.
You get both.
Saying goodbye. You get all of it.
It's The Mandalorian season 2. And just like Moff Gideon. Okay, cool. I got some season 2s.
Some good. There's some goodies. Some goodies there.
There we go. Yeah. Ooh. Now it's getting tough because now I'm gonna have to like solidify some off because I only have like I have to solidify off. Let me
ask you a question because like we've come into this with like very, very like we've laid out rules. Mm-hmm. This is something we haven't touched on, and I'm intrigued to get your perspective on it because it would affect what we have done with the draft so far. How would you feel if you have a character in a section that is full, and they can move to a different one that is available? Would you be okay with doing that?
That's actually cool. Oh, maybe a limitation on it. You can't move it around freely. You have to use one of your turns to move them.
Okay.
If you want to do that, you have to lose a turn. So it's like, you made the choice. You know, we made the choice. You either gotta live with it, but if you want to change it, you have to actually use your turn for it.
That's fun. Okay, yeah. That's a rule going forward. You can move, but it is
okay,
now I got a whole other set of things to consider.
Because my biggest gripe was not taking Boba as a clone. But
that would fill out your clone slot.
I know.
And you would have bounty hunters free.
Or I could pick another cool clone.
And that would free up both choices for the bounty hunting picks you were considering.
I know, but then is one of them taken, though, is the thing.
There's a risk. There's a risk there.
I don't have to do it first. I could wait. I could pick one of them first, and then if I want to move, then I can.
Yep.
Moving should be done later.
Yes. It's a late in the game sort of thing.
Late game sort of thing. Okay, but no matter what I do, I am solidifying a category. No matter what I do.
Yeah.
That's how I've laid it out. I've already done prequel, but every single other one has one left for me, and I think the most contested one, not Jedi anymore. I don't think. Really, and I only have one more, and I'm really comfortable with really anyone going in there. If I'm comfortable with two people, then I'm comfortable with, because if you pick a Jedi, like one of them, then I'm just gonna go with the other one. Yeah, so right. I'm comfortable with Jedi. Sith is interesting. Rebels is interesting.
See, that's the only spot for me that will not move.
Thank you.
I have all three of my rebels. Like, I don't think they can fit anywhere else.
You're right.
Same with my original trilogy. Like, I guess Leia could technically go to Jedi, but I don't want her to go to Jedi. Fennec Shand.
Oh, I'm between like three people.
All right. Well, it is my pick.
Oh, it is your. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't. Oh, okay.
No, you picked Grogu, and I haven't moved on yet.
That's right. Okay, thank you.
Because I was I would have, if it wasn't a full turn to move someone, I would have done that and taken someone else. But now that it is considered losing a turn, I can't, in good conscience, push forth with that. Now, question though: if you do move, there will come a point at the end, like if I moved two people and you moved one, there would come a point at the end where I was taking multiple picks in a row.
That is true. Well, I would already have all mine done, so I wouldn't care at the end.
Okay, there you go.
Or whoever used the turn, it would be like you would have already picked yours, and so it just, however it works, like it might work out to be where like the last two picks we both do it, like it would be me, and then you possibly. Yeah. So I guess we'll see how it works out.
Or we would handle that me you. Like
I guess it would still. I guess true. Or the only way it could be is one of us would get two in a row, but the other one would already be finished.
And that's only if one of us uses more switches than the other. If we use the same amount, we won't have anything to worry about.
This is true. And who knows? We might not even switch at all. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm like, if it costs me a turn, I don't know if I can in good conscience.
I think it is fair though to do that.
Okay, I like it then.
I think it is fair because I would like to do that. I would be like, oh yeah, let me put Boba over there in clone. Let me put I would just move I don't know. I feel like I would move all my.
I'd be moving different. Yeah. I would be moving different for sure. But all right. Then I'm gonna do another Imperial. I'm gonna go ahead and knock another one off of there.
Ooh, now it's getting competitive in there. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Who you take?
I am going to take Moff Tarkin.
Is he? He's like, what's his actual title?
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff. Yeah, he's Grand Moff. There's Grand Admiral Thrawn. Mm-hmm. So it would be Moff is above Admiral. Then. Yeah. So Moff Gideon is above Admiral Thrawn?
Maybe Grand Admiral. I guess
it is a Grand Admiral, and he's just Moff Gideon. Grand is like maybe Grand is the seat, the council that like Vader would talk to, and like Palpatine would talk to, like that council that was there. That's the Grand Council. So like there's a Grand Moff, a Grand Admiral, a Grand whatever else there is. I don't know. I don't know, or maybe I'm thinking about it wrong totally, but okay. I'm assuming from before he dies, the only before he gets blown up.
And they fire when ready.
That and it was kind of cool that he was like the big actor at the time that gave like legitimacy to.
Oh yeah, Peter Cushing and Alec Guinness were like, oh shit, they're going to be in Star Wars.
This is a real movie. Yeah, I got to go see this movie. That's cool.
I actually watched a Peter Cushing movie from like years before. It's a Dracula movie, and it also has Christopher Lee in it, and Christopher Lee plays Dracula.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And Peter Cushing plays like a vampire hunter type dude.
I think. I've seen like a clip of that somewhere. Like Christopher Lee as yeah.
But it's called like The Horrors of Dracula or something like that. And I really, really enjoyed it because Peter Cushing, like, it's so funny because I've only ever watched Peter Cushing as the evil Imperial guy, and he's the good guy in that movie. He is the protagonist. And it's so weird that like I just never seen him in that light. There was a behind the scenes recently. I don't know if you sent me it or if I just found it on Twitter, where it was him and Leia. It was him and Carrie Fisher on set reading lines, and he like messed up a line and was like blah, 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 and then like he like grabs Leia's shoulders and like shakes her and is like, all right, reset. Like it's so funny to watch him like break because he's He's Tarkin. He's the most.
So like you may fire when the most like monotone, but like just Imperial guy ever. But also at the same time intimidating, like one of the most intimidating people in the entire. Like he intimidates Vader. Like he orders Vader around. You know, like that's grand mob. Like I don't know, like Tarkin.
That dude's important.
He's big. But okay, interesting. I think
that leaves us both with 3 picks left in the round.
Ooh, okay, 3 left. Wow. Okay. I was between 3. Now I think I'm between 2.
Ooh.
Frick, do I go droid or do I go a life form that I won't say specifically what category it belongs to, maybe?
Droid or a life form?
So here's the thing with droid is I'm kind of having the same thing with like Boba Fett with Cad Bane or Boba Fett with Jango. I'm like okay with R2 being with C-3PO because obviously. And then I'm also okay with having Chopper because the kill count of both of them combined is freaking massive, and I love Chopper. I love Chopper way more than 3PO. If I'm being for real, I really only love 3PO in like the sequels. If I'm actually being for real,
I get you.
He's more actually annoying, and that's like his character. That's the point. Well, okay, I love 3PO because you hate him, I guess. Really,
yeah, right. I love 3PO. I love me.
But like over at Chopper, Chopper's just awesome, and I love him.
Yeah.
Chopper's just epic. But that's the thing is that like no matter which way it goes, I'm cool with. But I feel like my love for Chopper over 3PO is greater than my love for Cad Bane over Jango or vice versa. I think Cad Bane and Jango are pretty equal, while Chopper and C-3PO are not.
I see.
And that would be the second category that I would round off would be my droids, and then just give you free reign on droids. You know what? And that's not really important. Droid at the end of the day, you could leave that at the end. I wouldn't really care. It's not really that much of an advantage.
Yeah.
I'd rather declare my droid. And I'm going Chopper. And partially because of the kill count, and combined, it's insane, and they're 2 droids that just go ham when it comes to fighting for the rebellion, and just what they've actually done is nuts. And Chopper also has a lot of fun while doing it, and he's hilarious.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's Dave Filoni.
Yeah. He also has one of my favorite like droid notations, like the literal like C-3PO, R2-D2. The one that he is C110P. So that there's a dash between the 1 and the 10, so it makes an H with the ones. C110P. It makes
and then chop, and then he's
Chopper, yeah.
But so his designation is only C1-10P. It's not like ER or like or 3R.
No, yeah, it's literally chop, but they went ahead and made it Chopper. C110P.
I'll put that in brackets. But his real name's Chopper to me. I know him as Chopper. I feel like he would rather go by Chopper than C1-10P, as R2 likes to go by R2, or is referred to as R2. You know, that's how they say it. Now, they don't go R2-D2, give me the life form analysis on this planet. They're like, hey, R2.
Hey, R2. Hey, 3PO.
So, yeah, exactly. So
I love reading it in books, too, because R2 is spelled ARTOO.
Oh, that's even cuter.
3PO is 3, like
I gotta put
spelling it out. 3PIO.
3PIO. 3PO. That's R2 RTOO.
ARTOO, yeah.
I have to put that.
D2, if they spell it out, is DEETOO.
DEETOO, all one word?
Yeah.
D2?
R2D2.
love that. Oh,
I love it, dude.
That's awesome. Okay. But yeah, Chopper. I had to go with Chopper though.
Chopper and R2. I love it. That's such a great duo. You know, like you put me in a bad spot as a Star Wars fan, where you know the natural droid. How are you going to do a draft and have 4 options for droids and C-3PO not be taken eventually?
I was actually thinking of replacing 3PO with IG-11. Like IG-11, I feel like has some even more emotional resonance than 3PO sometimes.
Well,
like that's the thing.
There's so many droids here that I love.
Yeah.
K2SO. If I had B2 and K2, both the Cassian's companions, that could be crazy strong. BD1, amazing. The little fucking droid that follows the Ronin around with the big hat. I fucking love that guy.
Dude, K2 would be really cool if your theory's right about B eventually becoming K2.
Yeah, that'd be so
cool. And I think you're spot on with that. Like, I think you're so spot on with that. Like, it was so. like Chopper. B was like wearing down and like it was getting bad, but then they were like, they captured this Imperial droid. They were going to sell it, you know, for money, but then they were like, oh, and then B was like, but my new body, or, you know, or I don't know, like,
but my body,
upgrade, upgrades people, and like for the Robots movie, back with Robin Williams and, upgrades people.
I haven't thought about that in forever.
But yeah, are you going with a droid or because you can wait? You can wait.
I will be saving that. And I think. I'm leaning either animated or rounding out the Sith.
Okay.
And I don't know where to go. What's it all mean? It's a deep cut for my High School Musical fans there.
Oh, what does it all? I didn't get that one.
I don't know where to go. What's it all mean?
There you go. I didn't get it right away. That would have taken me a lot of time to get there.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love High School Musical 3. Great movie, great franchise. But
I'm not gonna stop. Not gonna stop till I get my
dude.
Oh, I listen to that on repeat. Little pool slap. I used to look up to Zac Efron so much.
Oh, hard. I love Troy Bolton. I also loved Chad Danforth. That was my guy.
Yes, dude. Oh, those. Okay. What a weird tidbit. What a weird, little.
No, you came here for Star Wars,
but yeah.
You got High School Musical.
Yeah, how you like that?
I know you like it.
Go watch some High School Musical. You won't regret it.
No shit. Okay. I think that I will be doing the I thought maybe if I started the sentence I might land.
I know it's hard. It's hard. You got 3 more or 4 more for you actually.
2, 3, 4, 5. I have 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 3 more.
Do I have 9 actually? And I just don't have one listed. I did Grogu. I did Chopper.
You did Qui-Gon, Kanan, Grogu, Lando, Luthen,
Thrawn, Snoke,
Gideon.
Did he go? He went after Grogu, or did he go before Grogu?
He went before Grogu.
So I went Gideon, Grogu, Chopper. Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay, I'm all caught up now.
Okay, cool. So you got 2 left. I've got 3.
Yes.
All right, and I'm gonna go animated. I'm settling there.
Ooh.
I will be going animated.
Okay.
And I am going to be going with. See, because there are a few. I love clones. I love the clone army. I love a lot of clones. And while I would love to give this spot to another clone, I think I might have to go Ezra Bridger.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will.
It's pretty strong.
I think I'm going to go Ezra Bridger for the animated show.
Because he would have been my next Jedi pick. That was my next Jedi pick. That was gonna. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was gonna be my next one. Not next pick necessarily, but he was on there actually. He was in my plan to go third. After it was supposed to go Qui-Gon, Kanan, and Ezra. Just to round out my Jedi immediately.
What's funny is I've ended up taking, like, I laid out a whole optimal choice, and I've taken like 3 that weren't even on the list.
Yeah.
Not because they weren't available, but because I was like, oh wait, I think I like this one more here, and like, I just commit.
Well, I guess I did Qui-Gon, Kanan, Luthen, Thrawn. I wanted Ezra, I wanted Saw, I wanted Rex, I wanted Omega. All of those were in my picks. There's only one left that I haven't picked that was in my plan. But I don't know if I'm there.
Like I wanted Qui-Gon, Kanan, Grogu, Luthen, Lando, Gideon. And I think that, and Snoke. I wanted all of those. Like I wanted a lot of the picks taken this week. Like I mean, like they weren't like top of my list, but they were on it. They were on the short list in each spot where I was like, I would like to get them. I would like to get them. Like you cleared out my list pretty fast.
Well, oops. But I guess that's why I did my thinking. That was why my strategy was. I don't know. My strategy was I'm going to fill out as wide as I can and get the important people first. That I really care about.
I support it.
But now that is back to me. I have 2 more. 2 more. And I think it would be fitting. I can either use them to close out my Jedi and Sith, close out my Rebels and Imperials, original or sequel, animated. Like I can literally pair like any of these 2 together to like close it out.
Right.
Or I can just maybe see who's important to me. Okay, now that I didn't even think of who's my next Jedi. Well, it's wide. There's 2 there. I don't care. Still 2 there. I don't care. Sith. I think Sith might be important here to lock down.
That one's getting limited.
It is. And I really, really like Asajj.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a hack real quick.
Okay.
She is a bounty hunter in the Clone Wars. She could go in that slot.
She is. But
you got too many you're considering over there.
No, she doesn't. She's not above. That's the thing. I don't even know who my next Sith would be. Oh, no, never mind. He's already taken. Because, like, I don't know enough about Bane. I know he established the rule of 2. That's it. Literally, like, a note card knowledge of Bane. Plagueis, basically the same thing. I know what Palpatine told me.
The tragedy of Plagueis.
Revan, I've seen a few video games. I've never actually played the games that he's in. I've never read any of the novels that he's in, if he's in any. I've only seen clips on TikTok and Twitter and social media and YouTube and seen him dominate and suck up the life of planets. And basically be a Death Star, but a living version. So, like, that's all I know of him, but he is badass enough, just off my note card knowledge, to maybe pick. But Asajj is one that I think is badass, was trained under Dooku, in, like, fighting style. Dooku really gave her the works. And, you know, has the curved hilt like Dooku, and I love that. Or like Tyrannus, I guess. But Dooku still had a curved hilt in the Jedi Order as well. Dude was always about the curved hilt.
Of course.
And I think, like, Asajj actually aligns with more of my favorite over Revan. And I don't think any of the Inquisitors or Savage would beat out Asajj. So, yeah, I think I'll go.
That's the best Sith left. I have no doubts about that.
Yeah, I'll do her in the Clone Wars. I mean, I guess is she even in Rebels at all? No,
I don't believe so. No.
Does she die in Clone Wars?
No.
Yeah, no. Okay. Is it like what's the end of her storyline?
There is a book called Dark Disciple that is adapted from a scrapped Clone Wars arc that they never put to TV.
Ooh.
Where she did die.
Ooh, okay. How did that happen? Do you know, or do you just know that
I haven't read that
of it?
one. I haven't read that one, but I've heard fucking great things about it. Yeah, let's see. Asajj Ventress death.
Man, yeah, I don't know. She was so badass though in the Clone Wars. Like, I don't know.
Dooku kills her, and she dies.
Oh,
And she dies in Keenlan's arms. Keenlan Voss.
wow. Okay, that's cool for a death. Die by Dooku. I die by Dooku.
I die by Dooku.
So, but yeah, that rounds out my Sith though. I only got one more pick left, I guess. That's my second to last.
I don't even know who I would go with next for the Sith category, so I'm just gonna save it. I'm just gonna save it for later. I could round out. So I have 2 picks left. I could round out my Sith and Empire. I could round out my sequels. I could round out bounty hunters or droids. I could round out clones. I could take a video game character. I'm going to take Cal Kestis.
Oh, yeah, that blows.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming from Jedi Fallen Order.
I'm hoping maybe I get a new one out of Jedi Survivor. They're doing a tie-in novel, which I will fully be reading. It takes place between Jedi Order and Survivor, or Fallen Order and Survivor. And is Survivor going to only be on next-gen consoles?
I think so. I think
that blows. I will not be playing Survivor then.
That is. Let's see. Is it Jedi's or is it just Star Wars? Yeah, it is Jedi.
Star Wars
Survivor.
Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor. It will be on. Yeah, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
That blows. I will not be playing Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'm gonna read the book, for sure. The tie-in novel that takes place between Fallen Order and Survivor. And who knows, maybe one of these days I'll get around to it, because one day I will get a next-gen console. It's just no way am I doing that right now. Not with my money. I just don't play enough video games to justify that expense.
Might be able to get you hooked up here, actually.
After
Christmas, I'll know for sure.
Gotcha.
But I might be able to hook you up with Jedi Survivor.
I'm intrigued. But yeah, I'm gonna go Cal Kestis in the video game category. I thought that character was super compelling. I love Fallen Order. That is such a fun video game.
Yeah. And damn, that sucks. Because I'll just say what my video game character choices are. Because I won't pick it now. But my choices were either Starkiller, just oh my god, it's Starkiller. I did actually play those games a little bit growing up, like on the PSP,
Force Unleashed,
and on GameCube a little bit. So I did play them a little bit actually. So I do have some knowledge of Starkiller actually. With like, but I was also thinking of I can just never remember, but his Cal's droid.
BD1, yeah.
Yeah. Just to get another droid, but I'm like, I think maybe Starkiller would be, a better pick for the video game. Like I think Starkiller's a little stronger of a pick than I don't know. The little droid is cute as fuck though, and it does help out a lot. And it is my little zip line to help me get around the map.
Love that guy. And he's
but anyway,
cutie. He's such a good boy.
So I guess I don't know, but I'll come back to that because it's solidified.
A single pick left now. What's interesting here is you could, in theory, move someone
and then wait out, and then still have a pick.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I pick someone, then I would have to wait until next round to move someone.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can't move someone with your last pick. That's bullshit.
I am moving Boba to the clone category as my turn right now. I will actually do that. I think that is smart.
So that rounds out your clone category then.
Yes, still Empire Boba, but moving him just over to clone, and clones are solidified. Yep, Snoke and Boba.
Snoke and Boba. I am going to piggyback and move Obi-Wan Kenobi to the Jedi.
I like that. That's smart. That is smart.
Leaving me a live-action TV spot open once again.
I think, okay. Ooh, who are you freeing up for? Let me think. What performance did you pick for Obi-Wan? I guess it was Kenobi before, but still you want to.
I guess I could go. Maybe we make that a rule. If you move it, you can't change it. Like it just is what it is.
Okay. Because I guess your reasoning was still.
It was still sound. Like the only reason I took him in the show is because it's the live action show category.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I would still probably go with that version of Obi-Wan. That is pretty far up there for me. I love that adaptation.
Okay, who are you freeing up for? That's interesting. But to make that move, I think I have to pick a bounty hunter now. That's the point of the move. And the one that I really wanted that I have more of a favorite over is Cad Bane. And now it's deciding where to take him, and I think it's just Clone Wars. He's just the most badass. We see his full kit. He was really cool in Boba. Seeing him die, maybe. In Boba was really cool. I don't think he's dead. Dude probably has 4 lungs or some shit where he sure one was punctured, but dude has 4 of them. He's an alien. Who cares? He has 2 stomachs. I think that's already confirmed or something. I don't know. Dude's an alien.
Dude's crazy.
I don't know. So, but no, I love Cad Bane. He's so badass. He's the rival of Boba. So I got Boba, moving him over to make room for Cad Bane and someone else. But yeah, I think I'll take him in the Clone Wars. But Cad Bane, just the design of him is badass. The hat, like, isn't it a razor as well? Like, can't he like slice people with it? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure he's done that before, which is like just even more badass. He has Star Killer boots. He's got epic aim, revolvers, which doesn't make sense in blasters, but is just even more badass.
Uber badass. No,
does he flamethrower at all? Does he flamethrower at all?
Yeah,
I feel like he flamethrowers.
Mm-hmm. He flamethrowers against Fennec Shand, if I remember correctly.
He's got just Fennec a cool Shand kit. He's Rick Sanchez in Star Wars.
He's Star Wars Rick Sanchez. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe not an absolute banger of a last pick, but I had to I couldn't leave Bounty Hunters wide open after just moving Boba Fett out. That was the whole point of me moving Boba.
I came up here and I was like Jango Fett.
I was about to, like, if you came up and went Cad Bane, like, I would have been like, oh.
That would have been a personal smite because I just don't
like, hey, maybe move someone. Maybe that might be smart for you. And then you convince me to move. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll move Boba over to clone. And then you're like, oh, actually, I'll take Cad Bane as a bounty hunter after. It would have been like a dagger for sure. But I'm glad I got Cad Bane. That's why I went with him right away. Had to do it. Couldn't wait for next round. Yeah. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Are you here? Uh-oh. You are frozen for me. I cannot hear you if you were trying to talk. Did my internet go out? Maybe? No. Hmm.
My
Oh. Oh? Hello? I heard something. Maybe. Oh. Hello again?
that
Back? Yeah, I guess I was talking and I didn't know you froze, so I don't
Yeah.
know how even, I don't know, I guess I was just kind of talking. I didn't realize that even
No,
happened.
you're cool. You're cool.
So,
I don't know. I'll have to listen back to see how much it picked up. I heard like most of the Cad Bane stuff. It just broke up a little bit there at the end. My internet absolutely dived the fuck out on me.
okay.
Should be good now. I disconnected from that extender and just connected to the Wi-Fi, and I didn't realize I was connected to the extender in the first place. I don't think I should have been.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that was a problem. But we're good now. We're good now, and I think we should still be recording. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Cool. But Cad Bane.
Yeah,
Good choice.
that's my last pick.
Good-
Oh yeah, I was
good choice,
basically saying that it would have been an absolute dagger for you to like recommend for me to move someone from one category to the next, and then I do so, and then the reason for me to do so is to pick Cad Bane next. And then if you were to be like, all right, now I'm going to pick Cad Bane, I would have been like, oh, that would have been an absolute dagger. Like,
yeah, that would have been a piece of shit move on my part. Like, because I don't even like
my pick would have been Cad Bane no matter what to solidify out the bounty hunter thing. So like, I don't know, that would have been.
I don't even like Cad Bane that much, so it just would have been a dick move on my part. But
that's it for me, though.
That is it for you, and it does make my live action TV spot very appealing right now.
Yes.
Obviously, I moved there, but there's a lot of options there that like I wanted to free up again. I kept thinking of live action TV show characters that I really like. And it's not really a matter of which I like more, but I was having trouble with like 3 Jedi that I surefire want to take. I was like 2 I can do. But 3 I don't know. And I think I'm actually going to continue to leave the live action TV show blank, or with 1 in there, and I think I'll round out something else. And that something else.
Now that this moving thing is a thing, next round I'm moving. That's for sure. I'm moving some things around, I think.
Yeah, it could be a lot of fun.
Oh man.
All right, let's see. I think I'm going to take Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm going to take Hunter and round out my clones.
Damn. Okay, yeah. That would have been the next clone that I would have gone with if Boba wouldn't have been moved there. But I would have left him. I said I was only taking him because he's a sexy clone.
Right. No, yeah, it's the sexiest clone in all the galaxy. Yeah. Hunter's a fucking fine motherfucker, but I love Hunter and Omega. The fact that I have them at the clone spots makes me very, very, very happy. And with that, we conclude the second round of the Star Wars draft. So let's go through what we got this round.
Before
what we got in round 2.
It's over, I want to offer you a one-time trade. One time. And the trade is Grogu. You would receive Grogu. This is big. This probably favors me. I don't know how much you love Grogu, but I really would like Padme. And I know you like Padme, but I don't know if you like her enough for Grogu.
But let me ask you, when we get into that side of things, what you would be offering me is Grogu for either my live action TV spot
Oh,
or my
that's
Jedi
true.
spot.
It's not
I
just a
can't
clean swap.
no.
You're right. Okay. So it is a
like
more
that's fair.
convoluted trade.
Like, well, no, it's a fair trade. Like if I want to accept it, I can. I would just have to assign it to a certain spot.
So
But
my
that's
Jedi
part of the
slot would
trade.
free, but my probably politician would be solidified. So
I
it'd
like
be
adding trades though. If next, like maybe not even one
maybe
time
not this
only.
round, but maybe next round. Yeah, you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take a trade, you can. It's still on the table.
All right.
If you want to take that
We'll
trade,
keep it in mind. I'll think on it. I'll think on it as I get deeper. I don't know. I like Padme a lot. So if you have other trades in mind that you might be willing to give up for Padme, let me know. Grogu, I don't know if I can quite go that far. Padme is like a top 10 easy
that is
character
fair
for me.
That is fair. That trade did favor me quite heavily, I think.
Very heavily. It does depend on how much you like Grogu, because I love me some Grogu, like that. It did make me think a little bit, but I love me some Padme. I think I'll have to turn that down today, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
But let's go back over what we've got out of round 2. So for me, with my first pick in round 2, I took Finn to give me my first spot in the sequel trilogy. With my second pick, I took Captain Rex to get my first spot in the animated series. With my third spot, I took Saw Gerrera to get my second spot in the Rebels. With my fourth pick, I believe I took Fennec Shand in the Bounty Hunter category. With my fifth pick, I believe I took Omega as a clone. At 6, I believe I took Chewbacca as a rebel. 7, I took Reva as an Imperial. 8, I took Ezra as another animated character. 9, I took Tarkin as an Imperial. 10, I took Cal Kestis as a video game character. And 11, I took Hunter as a clone.
Awesome. Well, Mia started out with swiping Qui-Gon Jinn off the table. Didn't think he would survive too long as a Jedi for him. Then I went with another Jedi, Kanan Jarrus. And then I went over to the Rebels/Resistance with Luthen. Is it Riel or Luthen? Riel. Is it A-E-L?
Yeah, you got it right.
A-E-L, yeah. Okay. And then I went with Grand Admiral Thrawn for one of my Imperials. And then Snoke for my first clone. I think one of a sleeper picks for me, honestly, slipping that one in there in the clone. Had Lando joining the Resistance, joining the Rebels. And then I picked Gideon, Moff Gideon for another Imperial. And then I went with Grogu for the Jedi. Chopper to round out my droids, Asajj to round out my Sith, and then Cad Bane after moving Boba over to the clones to round that out.
Love it.
Yeah.
And with that, we conclude this episode of Rebellion's Bloom. Come back for round 3 next week. It'll be premiering on the same day as the Bad Batch Season 2 premiere. That will conclude Penny Bloom Podcast Season 4. It will have encapsulated Westworld Watch Season 4, House of the Dragon Season 1, Andor Season 1, Winter is Blooming Season 1, the second half of the 52-year journey through film, and this Star Wars draft. Season 4 was a loaded one. It was a goodie. But Season 5 begins with Rebellion's Bloom first coverage of the Bad Batch and going into the comic book movie project. I'm excited for that. So come back next week for more of that. Winter is Blooming Season 1 concludes on Monday with the finale of Season 1. Very excited for you all to hear that. And then the Everything Everywhere All at Once gets covered in a couple days to conclude the 52-year journey through film. We wrap that up with an award show this Saturday, a 3-part award show over 5 hours of content. Hope you enjoy that because we certainly did. If you would, head to patreon.com/CoroBloom, where you'll find over 50 hours of exclusive content. So much content over there for you. So please go check that out. Head to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram at PennyBloomPodcast. I was Colton Robertson, and I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you. And remember, peace love, and bloom. And always praise Star Wars.